Yeah. Yeah. You know what it is. That straight kingdom talk, baby. You know how I'ma do it. Right. And I ain't going nowhere. 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 So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Watch me hit him with this 1-2 knockout KO. This time it's all or nothing, and I ain't playing around. They tried to overlook me cause I wasn't in the in crowd. Well, I'm back at it, so you know it's going down. And I'm all up in their face, so they gotta see me now with that raw lunch.
Welcome to the show.
Ho!
Boy, Mr.
Hey.
Fivestar, aka the Clapback Kid, the Chat 'em Up champion. And I'm here with the glorious, fabulous.
Hello, what's up? Happy Friday. Happy Five-Star Friday, guys. Happy to be here in the flesh. So I have one more co-star here down at this part right here. Who is it?
What's up, everybody? It's your Uncle Fish, the fastest comic
Your
book artist in
crazy-ass uncle.
creation. Always happy to be here. Always happy to be on the show. Always excited to get to talk all things superhero. And who we going to be talking about today, Mr. Fivestar?
The fastest man alive until a villain comes up and is faster. Always. Anyway, we'll get to that later. The Scarlet Speedster, the Flash. Is there more of an iconic speedster than the Flash? No, there is not. He is the fastest man alive. I'm excited about this because I really dig the Flash. As a fat guy, why wouldn't I want to be the character that runs fast? You know, I've never been able to do that.
Tony.
He has always spurred my imagination. I've always loved the idea of the character.
Okay. When you're the kid that's always last in the races in school, you just
Tony.
want to put on a Flash t-shirt. Anyways, what's up, Javon? Already joining us in. What's happening?
What's up, man?
What's up, Facebook user? How are you? So what up, FFA
What's up,
fam?
fam?
What up, fam? We are the Five-Star fam. We are in here. And like I said, we're talking about the Flash. Now, some of you are saying, well, there's been multiple Flashes. That's correct. That brings me to my first question. And I want you guys in the audience, please, to answer these questions as well. We're going to start right off the rip. Who is your favorite person to pick up the mantle as the Flash? Fish, we'll start with you. Fisher Lee.
I mean, I'm old, and that's part of it. But like, I love Barry Allen. I mean, you know, Jay Garrett, I dig, but I love Barry Allen, man. I love him. Wally West is a good one, but
oh, go ahead. Nope, Fish. Keep
I'm
going.
just saying that's who I grew up with first
Yep.
as the Flash. That's who it'll always be in my head first.
Nice.
Fee?
I would usually. I mean, the OG's cool, but I still gotta like have an understanding about everyone. But I say I would start with the OG because that's where it started. But I can't have too strong of a bias just because it doesn't go that deep. It's not that deep.
Okay. I gotta. For me, I'm agreeing with Javon. Wally MFing West to me is the Flash.
Right.
I get the love and respect for Barry Allen. He is the OG. And I'll even counter with saying I love recently what they've started doing with Barry Allen. I feel like they've fleshed him more out as a character now than he was back then. Because let's be honest, you guys can agree with this or not. Back when DC was first starting, all their characters were pretty much the same people in different suits, right?
Same dude, different color hair, different suit. I mean, there's no difference between, you know, Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent and Barry Allen most of the time.
No.
You know, even Oliver Queen just had the little goatee, and that was it. Otherwise, it was the same dude.
They didn't have really any personality. back then. And yes, Javon, you're absolutely right. And I think we talked about that earlier when we did Green Lantern. How they're now starting to take from different characters and kind of mesh characters together. Like even with Hal Jordan now, they kind of give him like that guy personality a little bit. I think they're
Hmm.
doing the same thing with Allie. They with I put their names together just then. Oh my God, they're a bromance. Allie. There we go.
Ah, there
No,
you
but
go.
they're doing that with Barry Allen too. They're pulling from
Hmm.
Wally West to kind of flesh out Barry Allen, which I think
And as the
that's a little BS.
generations go on, you know, who you're telling the story to changes, who you need him to be for that audience
Yeah,
changes. Like
Yeah.
when Green Lantern started, well, when Hal Jordan Green Lantern started anyway, having him be a straight laced man of law and order really fit the character and made good
mm,
sense.
yeah,
He's come a long way to be, the guy that thumbs his nose at authority and punches his commanding officer. But life has changed, history's
yeah,
changed, the audience has changed.
Very
yeah. I
true.
agree with you, Javon. He just could run fast, and that's what's made him cool. But let's talk about pull up my screen for a second, Fish.
Most of them did, Javon. Most of them did. It was why I didn't really care for a lot of those characters back then.
Can we all agree that this is one of the most iconic costumes in superhero history?
I mean, they have changed it so very little. When they change it drastically, nobody seems to like it. But
Hmm.
it's classic. It's to the point. I love it. The fact that it hasn't had to change in so long is
Yeah,
is a testament to how good a design it is.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it
you're
stood
right.
the tales of time for real, literally.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like I said, one of the most. I would say top five easily
Mm.
most iconic superhero. Like people know the Flash, like right. Even if you don't know comics, you're like, oh yeah, the Flash, the guy who runs fast.
Yep.
Like what
Hmm.
an
Yeah.
iconic color scheme they nailed it. The emblem. I mean, how many people ripped off the lightning bolt after this? How many people have ripped off the little ear thing? Like what an iconic costume. Like this is the type of costume and character that when you see it as a creator, I see it. I'm like, damn, it would be dope to create something this just this dope, right? I
Hmm.
that's how I
Oh
feel,
yeah,
man.
to design a suit that continues for so many years, so many generations
Yeah,
without any major changes. I mean, we've added the little seam lightning bolts and stuff to it, but
Hmm.
still it's the same basic costume that it ever was, and I love that. Oh, we
oh,
gotta
Javon, you
gotta
hate you don't
You
like
don't
the new
like the new
lightning
lightning
suit. I
scenes?
gotta. I'm not gonna perp, bro. I do like them. I
I
do like
kind of
them.
don't. Every once in a while it's done really well, but I I don't like the overabundance of lightning. I don't like it
So
just
like,
coming
yeah, you're talking
everywhere.
about like on the forearms and everything, like that part
Yeah,
of the
I
design.
like it more
Okay.
Well, the new
controlled.
52, I think, is really the new 52. I want to say really kind of put that look into effect. Let's see. Here's a good one, right here where he's running, and you
Oh,
can
I
see
see what you're saying. Okay.
all the
Mhm.
little lightning that's going through the suit and stuff like that.
Okay.
I mean, it.
I like the idea that like the suit is somehow channeling some of that energy. I like that, but again, I'm with
It
Javon.
doesn't
I
have to be
don't
that
think it
color.
adds. I think it makes it more complicated. And
Yeah,
Yeah, I see what you mean by
yeah.
that.
I mean, for me, it's not a deal breaker either way. I'm not, you know what I mean. I'm not like, oh, I dig it. I mean, I feel like you gotta they give him like a little bit of a flashier
Ha
look,
ha
so to
ha.
say. But
and like
boom,
it to me,
ah,
it seems like the kind of thing you would see in a movie adaptation of the costume,
Hmm.
and that doesn't always, to me, play as well when you come back. Like
yeah,
the puffy paint webs on Spider-Man's suit in the first movies, like it looks good on screen. It looks kind of weird when you have to draw that, or
yeah.
all the
That's
little
true. Yeah.
details that they put in the blue of Superman's suit. I think that stuff's unnecessary
Mm.
in
Yeah.
the comic book page.
All right, you can go ahead and pull that screen down for a minute. I got some more questions to ask.
Lay it on me, bro.
So for you all, most people can say, yeah, I got my top 10. I got my top 5, got my top 3 superheroes. You know what I mean? Everybody's got favorites, right?
Yeah.
Where do you put the Flash on that list? Facebook user said it was in his top 5.
Top
Javon,
10.
where do you put it? Where do you, or top 10? Sorry,
You're good.
5-star Fridays, fives everywhere. Yeah, I know. Now it's 3s. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, Ryan's doing errands. Whatever.
He's doing
Right. Apparently,
chores.
we weren't in his top 5.
Errands.
No.
We weren't in his top 5 plans for the night.
Didn't make it into his top 10. Just
Right.
saying.
Anyway,
I'm not hurt, okay? I promised I
Yeah.
wouldn't cry.
Okay. Javon says he's in his top 5 to 10. I'm agreeing with Javon on that. I think if I'm putting up a top 10 list, Wally West, Flash has got to go on that list for me. Top 10 easily. I don't know if I'm not sure if it's top 5. He might be like the 6th person. He might be number 6.
Oh.
I don't know if it's.
You talk some trash, and here it comes.
Oh, look at that bitch right there. Talking all that smack earlier in the chat.
What's up, Ryan, the originator?
What's up, 5-star? What's
How was
up,
your
Fish?
errands?
What's up,
How was your errands? How was your errands?
Well, come here, Pooh. Come here.
How do you do?
Oh,
Ooh.
did you get a little sweater dress? What is
Look
that?
at my baby.
The best. It's the best. Is it a,
Oh, my mercy. That's quite a haircut since last time I saw.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you got. A
$300
haircut.
later.
No.
J-Man, what's happening, buddy? Sorry, it's hard for us to know. I don't know why it's doing that for you, man. You've watched every single show.
Sorry.
Like, they should
Hey,
know
J-Man.
that who you are. So we're going to get caught up really quick with Ryan. Ryan, the first question I asked was, who is your Flash?
Oh, that's hard. Probably Wally.
There you go.
Okay. Same as you're the same as me and Javon. I dig it.
I'm partial to Wally.
question-
Barry's cool, but I'm partial to Wally.
Okay. The question I just asked, everybody's got their favorites, everybody's got their list. Where do you put the Flash on your list? Is he in your top 10? Is he in your top 5?
No.
I'm not really sure.
No. I think for me, he's in my top 20.
Top 20. Okay.
Mm-hmm. He's in my
Okay,
top 20.
okay.
But I was never really a big Flash fan.
Okay.
He's implemental to certain things in the DC universe. You know, this biggest implication is that, you know, he can reverse time, move time, bend the space-time continuum and all that good jazz. But, I mean, for me, as a pinnacle character, I mean, he was never really impactful for me as a character. You know, I'm more partial to dark stories like Spawn and things of that nature. So, like,
See, I gotta agree with him there because, like, I love the concept of the Flash. I love the idea of the character. He spurs my imagination. I would like to write that kind of character, but I never really could get into his books because, like, the old school books when I was growing up, he was still very boring. They all were. DC was boring. I mean, I love the freaking Green Lantern. I don't have any Green Lantern issues hardly because the books are boring, but I love the idea of the character.
Yeah.
I like the cartoons. I like the shows and stuff.
The cartoons really put, to me, DC, like, they elevated and made them not as boring. Like, you're right. Like, DC's always been cool, fun to look at, right? They got dope costumes. The colors are there. You know, it's cool. Besides, you know, Batman obviously was hitting hard in the 90s. But like you said, like the characters were all the same, personality-wise. You had some that were maybe a little more broodier than others, and more of a Boy Scout. But you had like pretty much the same white dudes in different suits, right?
Yeah,
I think that was
Batman wasn't even dark and brooding, really. I mean, he's,
Yeah,
for so long, he's chasing the Joker as the Joker's running around stealing like billboards of famous paintings and, threatening to shoot paint on the mayor's house and dumb stuff. It was all jokes and goofiness and going to the future and all nonsense. It wasn't a dark, brooding detective
I
trying to
think that
save
was
the
my
day.
biggest issue is that honestly DC really didn't have any implication of wow if I could talk any
Be nice.
diversity in the pantheon of heroes,
yeah.
and they were
It
very
wasn't until later.
dry, generic, like you said, Tony, very Boy Scout, very like the American way, and I
Yeah,
think that's what really bothered me about like Super Friends and all that stuff. DC never really went hardcore until like the mid 90s. Like it was like,
I mean, they
Mm.
started
you
getting
know,
edgier in the
they
80s,
started
and
getting it,
then
and that's
it.
when they came out with Vertigo and like
mm,
all that kind of shit. And like, and then we start introducing like Constantine and all these like supernatural
yeah,
elements into the DC
Mhm.
universe. I think for me, The Flash has never really crossed into that genre. Even till
Wait,
this day, it hasn't really crossed into that
we have a
genre.
battle of
Facebook
Facebook
users.
user, Facebook user. Who's the other Facebook user? We want to know. We need to
Show
know.
yourself.
Show yourself.
Who are you?
Reveal
Wow,
thy
dude,
name!
you have a ghost in the
Reveal.
back of your house, Ryan. There's a
Hmm?
ghost that keeps popping in and out of your nice
Fancy
Oh, that's
veranda
my
back there.
vacation.
husband. He's about to
Yeah,
jam out because he's contracted to make a shit ton of candles. So
nice,
like, he's about to go hard tonight.
I'll
nice.
never tell
What's
you.
up, Derek? How are you, buddy? Um, yeah, but so let's keep it going. Wally West, I think, was a game changer for the Flash character, right?
Mhm.
Because now you have more character development in the character. Like now, okay, he's somebody you can relate to in a way because he's the goofy. He's kind of goofy, um, but he has more of a personality, and he has some of the greatest Flash moments come from the Justice League cartoon and the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. You guys have watched all those episodes, most of
I
you.
loved him. I loved the goofy, fun-loving, taking
Yeah.
it easy kind of dude.
Yeah.
The freaking episode where he's running around his hometown and you see how
Yes,
much he cares about his town
yes, and
and
that was
everybody
okay.
in it.
That is
Iconic.
one of my favorite episodes of the whole show because not he has a super weird dynamic with his villains, right?
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like he knows they're all hanging out at the bar. Like there's this little bar that they all hang out at, and he's like, if they're not getting any mischief, whatever, I'm leaving them there. They're doing their thing. But if you act up, I gotta throw you back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's
But I'm going to throw
completely
you in
different.
jail, so you can sleep it off. I'm not going to end you. I'm not,
Yeah.
he's a good dude. Like when
Yes.
he's asking if Home Chick tried the ointment he suggested, I fell in love with that character so hard right then, right there, that he cared so much about everybody in his town. I loved it.
Yeah, I was always jealous of the Flash too. It's like for one, you can run fast, but also you get to eat all the time, all that food, and you don't get any bigger. What's
Just
up with
shovel
that?
down tacos
I mean,
and
his
hot
What a
dogs.
metabolism
dream!
has to be
What
through
a
the
dream
roof.
job! What a dream job! Why can't I have that? That does not work for me. That's not. I mean, come on. That's messed
I will agree with that. Neil Adams run, yeah, I will agree with that.
up.
Okay.
Okay.
I can agree with that.
So
I just
now
love
that
Neil Adams. His art was like a game changer for the industry. So,
Literally
game changer.
changed the way
Yeah.
everybody did everything.
Yeah.
So let me ask you all this. So we're talking about Flash stories. Obviously, like I said, in the cartoons, there's some good episodes there. That one where Lex takes over Wally's brain, and like he's like, "Who is this gonna be? I got to figure out who this is."
Who the
He
hell
pulls
is
the mask
this?
off. He's like, "I have no idea who this is." I love
Oh
that
my
episode,
God.
bro, because that is like legit. Like you think anytime you throw up a mask of a hero, it's gonna be like a big name like Bruce Wayne, but no,
And
it's
he's one of the
so,
only people you could do that you wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So I dig that episode. I also dig how um there's an episode where it's a different timeline and their Flash gets killed, and it's what sets off the rest of the Justice League to become like a darker version of the Justice League, right? Um, because he's like the heart and soul of the team, right? He's like he's what keeps them grounded. Like you got Superman who's a god level, Green Lantern that's god level, all these god level type characters. Batman ain't a god level, but like he's god level. I mean, like he's got plans for everybody. Like he can take out the crew, and then you just got this little
He like
jokester
single
speedster.
handedly stops freaking Darkseid a few times. Like he's
That's what I'm
he's
saying.
bad.
Like then you got Wally, like you said, who's zooming around his town, and he's got time enough to stop and say, "Hey, did you try that ointment that I told you to get?" Like he is the heart and soul of the Justice League, definitely in those cartoons. But my question to you guys, comic book wise, what's some comic book stories that you do enjoy of the Flash? If there is some, I know.
Racist.
I can go. I can start.
Go
I'm gonna go
ahead.
with Flash. I'm gonna go with Flashpoint. Flashpoint to me, and I know it's like, oh, Flashpoint, but to me was like a Flash story with substance, consequences. Like he's getting what Barry Allen's getting what he wants. His mom to not have not to have been killed, but it sets off all this bullshit that like messes up the whole just everything that he knows and loves. Reverse Flash obviously takes it away in that. So Flashpoint for me is one of the dopest Flash stories, just because it's got real substance. Like you guys have said, Flash he's doesn't really have like these stories where like they hold a lot of weight to him. Like he's had weightful stories, but like Flashpoint is probably obviously it changes the whole damn universe. From that you get a rebrand, a rebirth, da 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 da, New 52. I mean, so for you guys, what's some of your favorite Flash stories?
You know, for me growing up, a lot of times it's just the Flash fighting, you know, a mad scientist or something, or one of his rogues
Yeah,
galleries pops up and wants to rob a bank, and we're gonna stop him. But I always loved it when the rogues gallery like teams up, and you've
yes.
got like Mirror Master and Weather Wizard and all these guys teaming
What was
up
that
I
again?
together.
love
Weather Wizard?
villain. I love villain teams like that. Jesus, I love a good villain team up, and his are always fun.
And that's one thing that somebody brought up on a TikTok recently that just blew my mind. And it was right before we picked this as a subject. And they were talking about like, you know, how is the Flash's rogues gallery ever really a threat when the Flash is so fast and blah blah blah. And it's like they work together where nobody else's
Yeah,
rogues gallery will work
they
together for
do.
very long. Like
Yeah,
Superman's rogues want to either take over the universe or in the universe, and
yeah.
me and
There's too
you cannot
many.
both take over the universe. One of us has to fight for
They're
control.
like the phrase "too many chefs in the kitchen," like, but they all want to be Gordon Ramsay, right? They don't
Yeah.
want to be.
And
They're
Batman
all
villains
like, nah.
always backstab each other, always turn on
Yeah,
each other. They're always fighting for control of Gotham. And, you know, the Flash's rogues, they get it, man. He's way too fast for any of us. But if we
yep.
team up, we can jump his ass together and, you
They're,
know, we
yeah.
stand a chance. And they
Their
stick
their
together.
their mindset's like, there's enough for us all to eat out here.
Yeah.
Like you can go rob your bank, I can go rob my bank.
If we can stop him, there's
If we
plenty
can
for
just get
everybody.
his ass out of the
Like,
way,
we can all eat.
we can
Yeah.
all eat. But this red fast month right here is
Pajamas shoved in his ring, some gun.
yeah. They're like, man, look, we can all eat, but this dude got to
Gotta
go.
be stopped. It's got to go.
Right. What about you, Ryan? What's some of your favorite Flash stories?
Crisis.
Nice.
Crisis.
Okay.
I mean, like for me, the Flash has been like, you know, that quirky, weird white guy in the corner kind of thing. You know, like me, like
As the weird white guy in the corner, I'm insulted.
like he just, like does some off the wall shit out of nowhere and be like, why? Like that's the kind of guy to me like Flash is. You know, Flash is a character with always, for me, he always had, I don't know, he just felt like he always has doubt. Like there was some kind of thing that always is in the back of his mind that he can never figure out about himself.
Yeah, but I love that character. I love that element.
Mhm.
I also love the fact that you have super speed, but you're always late. Like, you know, that's
Yeah.
But like when you got super speed, like you get it. That's the thing I love about that aspect is like, I've got super speed. I can get there early, but if I can stop that car wreck and I can
Like, I
save
still
this
got
old lady
time.
crossing the street and I can do this, and I would totally be like, "Oh, I got time. I got
I
time.
still
Oh
got
shit,
time.
I'm out of time."
Yeah. Whoops,
yeah,
I'm late.
yeah. Fee.
Tony. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, again, when it comes to the comics part of it, I didn't really like the Flash wasn't really that big for me. Again, the Justice League in the '90s, the cartoons, I was like some of those, but I can't even remember all of those, unfortunately.
That's okay. That's okay. Stay hydrated, brother. Stay hydrated. The whole 2 liter.
It's a good water bottle. It blends in with the
Go.
scene.
We talked about Flash's villains, how they
Yeah.
work together, how they, they're pretty extensive. There's a lot of them. Who's your
Captain
go-to?
Boomerang.
Who is? Bro, don't sleep on Captain Boomerang, bro. Don't sleep on Captain Boomerang.
Yep.
You ain't
Man,
gonna do that up in here. You ain't gonna do that up in here.
Captain Boomerang.
Oop.
Who is
I
your favorite
freaking
Flash?
love Captain Boomerang.
Who's your favorite Flash villain?
That's a tough one because I
This
really
is
dig
really
his
tough.
rogues gallery. I mean, like Captain
Rogues
Boomerang is
Gallery
way up there
trash.
because
One
I
of the
love
worst
Brian, you're
rogue
trash.
galleries
I
ever.
love me a boomerang and I
Trash.
love me a trick
You're
weapon.
trash.
But Mirror Master's got to get it for me because like Mirror's always freaked me out as a kid, and I always thought it was another dimension in there, and he straight up does that and uses it, and I freaking love it, man.
Responsible Facebook
Hold
user.
on 1 second. Ryan, you're not about to sit here and say that Flash's Rogue Gallery
That's me too,
is
Facebook user.
as not it's
Responsible.
in the top 5 at least, bro. His Rogue
No.
Gallery is in the top
No.
5 at least, at very minimum. I would even say 3. For me, it goes Spider-Man, Batman, The Flash. But hey, that's just my opinion, bro. You're tripping.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. And like I've probably in all my comic books I've probably got like 6 Flash comics in my collection right now just because like it was hard for me to find storylines that they wrote that I really got into. I like it. I got a lot of Justice League and stuff, with
Yeah.
it in it.
There's only
But
one villain I like in the Flash.
Who is it?
One. And that's Reverse Flash.
I mean, he's a cool character. They do cool things with him. I always kind of have a beef with, the reverse whatever, the anti whatever. Like I just it seems unoriginal. Put a
hard
mustache
second
on
would
him
be
and
Captain
I'm the bad
Cold.
guy.
Captain Cold will be a hard second,
Love
followed by
Captain Cold.
Captain Boomerang. Looks like the Flash is all about the captains, obviously.
Gotta have a couple captains in there. It only makes sense.
Flash versus Captain Crunch.
Nobody's missing Gorilla Grodd. Does Gorilla Grodd not? Does nobody messing with Gorilla Grodd out here?
Oh man, I love Gorilla Grodd. I just
My thing is would you consider Gorilla Grodd a Flash villain? Gorilla Grodd
Yeah.
is everyone's villain.
No, I think I think he's more of a Flash villain.
I mean, but
Yes.
the good ones do go on to threaten everybody. Like Doc Ock has menaced a whole lot of people, but Doc Ock is a Spider-Man villain.
Right.
And
That's like saying Red Skull is not a Captain America villain, but he went off to do other stuff. I mean, come on, dog. Doom is a Fantastic Four villain,
upset?
but he's went off.
Are you upset?
I'm just
Are you
saying.
upset? Is something
He's a
wrong?
Gorilla Grodd. Is
like
Flash
sometimes
villain.
they switch because I can't remember. I think Sabretooth showed up in Spider-Man or something originally, and then
Iron Fist.
ends up becoming okay. There we go, and then goes on to become like a Wolverine
Yeah.
X-Men villain. So like sometimes they find a better fit elsewhere. I get that.
I'm gonna my all-time favorite Captain or Flash villain is Captain Cold. It's the guy with the ice gun,
I
but he
freaking
happens
love an
to
ice gun.
slow down the Flash. I mean,
Freeze ray.
it's
If
like,
you knew how many years I have spent
so
trying to figure out how to make an
Saturday
ice
morning
gun.
cartoon, and that's why I love it.
Freeze ray.
It's like
Freeze ray.
freeze gun. I love that. When the new 52 tried to replace
Yeah.
his gun,
Say it again, Derek. Say it again. Come out here and say it. Come and let Tony know. Come let Tony know.
I'm not
Come
listening,
here.
Derek.
What
Who
Derek
wouldn't want an
said.
ice? Yeah.
What Derek said is all I can think of is Mr. Freeze. All I
Gun.
can think of is Mr. Freeze.
Okay, what's the point?
Captain Cold and Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze and Captain Cold. All they do
Now,
is make
one
ice
is trapped in a
Icy
cybernetic
duo.
suit to keep
Icy
his
duo.
body below freezing temperature, and the other one is a
They're both
cat
great.
who has mastered, building this gun to freeze things. He's
Yeah,
got to keep himself
they're
insulated from
both
his
great.
eyes.
I don't understand.
Completely different.
I love them both. I love them both.
But who's better?
Which
Who's
one's
better?
better?
Who better?
Definitely not Arnold.
Arnold,
Ooh.
hey, Arnold, Mr. Freeze.
Someone can correct.
Freestyle coming out strong.
Real quick.
Whoa. Whoa. Captain Cold all day.
Captain
Whoa.
Cold all day, baby.
Hey, I'm weak right now because
He came correct real quick.
yeah.
Woo.
Real quick.
Man,
I
Maybe
think
we'll-
Mr. Freeze
whoa.
would win, but I'm Team Captain
Woo.
Cold.
I mean,
What
we
I was
talking
trying
about
to
chilly
say
things, but boy, the heat came in
is
strong for
when
that.
DC took away the gun and made him have ice powers. I hated that shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
stop. That's what makes him great is having his little frost ice gun. Like, don't take that away from him.
And that gives you something that you could knock out of his hands, or you could, make not work or blow up, or you can't do that if he just shoots it out of his body.
It's icy. Got it? All right,
Fee,
Fee,
who's your favorite villain?
Who's your favorite Flash villain?
And why is it Captain Cold?
I kind of rock with Captain Cold. It's pretty funny. I was like, this. I don't know, cause I don't know, Mr. Freeze. I would say I'll probably go with. I'm gonna side with Captain Cold.
Yes.
I'm gonna side with
Okay.
Captain Cold.
The
I'm gonna side with
villain, Flash's villains are so great because they are so Saturday morning cartoon, right?
Captain.
They're just okay. Captain Cold versus Sub. Come on, bro. Come on. Of course, Sub-Zero is gonna put the.
I mean, the ninja aspect is gonna beat a thug with a cold gun. I mean,
Yeah.
alone.
I mean, come on. Now, let's be honest. If Sub-Zero was one of the Flash's villains, the Flash would be in trouble, bro.
Oh yeah, with all the
That's like
different things he
taking-
can do with it.
That's like taking Captain Cold and being like, "We're gonna times you 1,000." The Flash is in trouble. He would definitely be in trouble. There
That
ain't
would be a
there
run
ain't
for his money for sure.
Yeah. There ain't no. He's pulling the Flash's spine out. Yeah, it is what it is. Mirror Master's another good one though, Fish. You're right. Mirror Master, he's got some.
Mhm.
I like how they're all like. They're just problems like that the Flash would have, right? Like Superman
Mhm.
obviously would just come through, dust all of them, no problem. They just have just enough.
And
to
all
be
their
a
stuff is
thorn.
geared towards him, like to either
Yes.
slow him down or make it harder for him to run or not know which one is the real one, like with Mirror Master. And,
Yeah.
there's probably a lot of other villains in that town, but the Flash just takes
Trickster.
care of them really quickly because, they're not that big a problem. But it's the ones that are really good at fighting what he does that, end up making it into the
Persist.
continuous rogues gallery. At least that's my head canon on it.
Which is top 3 Rogue
Makes
Gallery,
sense.
Ryan. So know that. Talking about the
Wow.
Flash, we've talked about his rogues. What about his sidekicks? What about the people that want to?
Little baby Impulse.
You have DC's really good about having like you have the Flash, and then you got like 10 other characters that take on Flash-like uh, powers, right? Superman's the same, Batman's the same. They all have these like characters
The
that
Flash.
follow. Who would you say was your favorite out of those characters? Who's your second favorite? Or do you might like one of them characters better? Like for me, Wally West. I like Kid Flash. I like that Kid Flash. Um, if you show me Kid Flash, Wally West, and Flash Barry Allen, I'm gonna like that Kid Flash better than I like that Flash because it's Wally West. I'm just saying that might be the same for you. Anyone?
I like Impulse myself. I always have. I don't know why. It's just I dig him.
I mean, Impulse had a cool design though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And especially with the speedster and stuff, like having knowledge of what's to come, and like I dig the whole thing, and like you get to play around in all that stuff that's uniquely Flash, and I love it.
Okay.
I really loved him in the cartoons.
Fee?
I'm gonna go with.
Sorry, Tick.
Oh.
Talk about Impulse and the Young Justice and Crash the Mode.
I said I'll probably go with Barry Allen only because I only saw a little of the series, just a little bit of it, and it seemed like it had a good following story. But again, wasn't able to go too deep to it. The dumbest villain.
Dumbest
the turtle. Hands down, the turtle.
Ooh.
He goes like super slow, so the Flash just like misses him. Like he comes in looking for who robbed the bank and runs out, and the turtle's just like,
yeah,
and the Flash doesn't even see him.
That's pretty dumb.
Yeah, it's very dumb.
He doesn't even see him. He's going that fast.
Yeah,
it's pretty dumb. All right, my next question: do you like the Snyderverse movie version of the Flash? Have we gotten a big screen, or I guess TV shows, movies? Have we gotten a good Flash yet?
Tony, I'm about to say something blasphemous for you. Okay.
Every time.
I'm about to say something blasphemous for you.
Every time.
I don't like the Flash WB show. I don't like Grant Gustin. I don't like Ezra Miller. So no, we have not had a good adaptation of the Flash on screen.
I don't like Ezra Miller. I loved his Flash.
We've had good versions.
They've all been great. From the big muscled up foam suit Flash in the 90s, I lived and bred and bled that show.
Yeah,
I love that show so freaking much. I cleaned my entire bedroom in 15 minutes one day, running back and forth across the house, just to be like that Flash. Yeah. I loved him so much. I wanted everybody to wear giant foam muscle suits. I wanted a giant foam muscle suit. Yeah. I loved him. Grant Gustin is an amazing Flash. I absolutely love him. He's iconic. Ezra Miller did a decent job, but I loved the idea of like making the Flash like autistic and ADHD and just all awkward and weird. I dug it so much. I loved it. They all did an amazing job. I wish they.
I gotta disagree and I gotta agree. So let me tell you what I agree with and what I disagree with. Grant, I think he is a great Barry Allen.
Absolutely.
I think he did the job justice. I think the Flash show was good for about 2 seasons, and then it fell off hard and it got hard to watch. Those first 2 seasons of the Flash were dope. If they picked that character, that actor, to play the Flash on the big screen, I'd be completely okay with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Doom Smith is absolutely correct. They should have brought him for the movies. It would have been killed.
I agree. He would have done a great job. The Snyderverse version of the Flash that we got, you can literally crumble that shit up, blow your nose into it, throw it out in the street, let it get ran over by a bunch of cars, feel bad because you littered, pick it up, and put it in the bottom of your trash can where it can sit there and soak up all the dumpster juice for years and years to come until you
I
finally
can't do
clean out
that
your trash
because it's
can.
on an altar in a encased glass, cabinet over here, hermetically
That
sealed. So I can't even get to it without
version,
breaking the 9.8 rating on that glass container.
that version of the Flash is absolutely hot dog
The best
water
thing that ever
garbage
happened.
juice.
You're right. I agree.
Horrible. Hot dog water garbage dumpster
Oh,
juice.
Hot
hot
dog
dog
water.
water.
Disgusting. It's terrible.
Man,
His run alone
I
is enough.
understand that it threatened your manhood. I understand that,
No,
it was so
don't do any of
awesome.
that.
You don't understand how to handle it. You're trying to deal with those emotions and their big feelings. I get that.
No,
The word you're looking
Sid,
for is awesome, iconic,
no,
game changing, something in that
no.
field. I think is what
I'm
you're
not
looking
looking at. That's like whatever you said. I would say that if it was opposite day. So everything other than that, it's not. It's trash. Yes,
for. It was so
Ryan.
cool.
No, it is. It is so bad. It is so bad. It's horrible. I'm sorry.
Ezra Miller's a hot mess anyway. So.
Oh, he is garbage. I'm so want him out of there. Like, I wish they would have used Grant Gustin,
I don't even know if
still.
I'm going to watch that movie that they're going to try to release next year.
I'm so torn. Like, I really don't want to watch it, but I also really kind of want to know what happens with the Flash.
Incredible. It's the best of them all. But I'm like, well,
but I don't want to support
James
anything that's
Gunn,
got him in there.
I'm only interested in James Gunn right now. So, crash.
I'm excited to see what James Gunn does with the DC universe.
I'm just Flash.
hoping, we're not all using walkers by the time it gets up and running, up on its feet. I'm excited to see. I'm sad about Henry. We all are, but
rest in peace, Henry.
They got a game plan.
He's alive.
They got a game plan. They got to do what they got to do. I understand that, but talking about the Flash, yeah. I'm glad we're
before we
that.
get off of Henry. Is it true he gave up the Watcher to do Superman?
No.
The Witcher? No.
No. He
left the Witcher. Sorry. We just
he left The Witcher because they weren't following the IP.
He's a diehard Witcher fan. He loved the book, loved the games, and they were going too far off of the actual story that he respectfully declined to play the part going forward because and I respect that. That's super respectful, respectful.
If you joined on because you love this idea and then they go too far away from it, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, Henry Cavill is a diehard, into your bone nerd. He is a straight geek.
He's a gamer.
He's a gamer. He's a nerd. He's a geek. Like you can't. I mean, he's making Warhammer.
His dad actually bought it.
Yes, background. Come through. There's facts.
Fee, did you like the Snyderverse version of the Flash?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch any of the Justice League. You didn't watch the Justice League movie? Why didn't you watch the Justice League movie, Fee? I'm just wondering.
I had no interest.
Because it looked like hot dog water?
Or because of the toxic nonsense surrounding it? I'm kind of curious too. Like, I didn't want to watch it because of all the toxic BS around getting it made and all the hate. But
so here's the thing, especially I feel like just how when it came to certain comics, especially with movies, just because my family, we love watching movies. If there is anything that is not to that caliber, that's not at that bar, it doesn't even cross our mental. Like we don't even think about it. So I think my dad just shunned it out before I even had an opportunity to fathom it. Because usually any show or any movie that I would watch, it would be with him. So I just didn't think nothing about it.
The Justice League movie wasn't horrible.
I like Zack Snyder's cut. I just don't like Ezra Miller.
I have a Marvel bias though, so that's also my father's stuff.
It was a bit drawn out. There's things they did in it that was irritating to me, but whatever. The Flash from there was the worst part of it. But Grant and the Flash TV show, they should have just used that. Ryan, go do more errands Blood.
He can't go
Errands.
do more errands. Derek's
Have you finished
busy.
those errands? Have you finished those errands?
What? No, I have not finished my errands. I have to make an errand
Sorry.
right after the show.
Errands? Have you finished those errands?
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna be late to the show that we do on Fridays, the same time at every time, because I got errands to do now. Okay, buddy. All right, I'm sorry. Anyway,
Woo, you hit a spot. You
overall, I think we had what, 2 people, me and Fish. The Flash is in your top 10.
I didn't get a chance to answer that one.
Well,
And the thing is, like, the concept of the Flash is in my top 10 concepts of superheroes that I dig. My favorite superheroes, no, he doesn't crack it. He probably might hit in the top 20, but just there's characters that I just love the character of, and I love, more that are going to push him out. But I love the concept of him. I absolutely would love to work on it. I didn't enjoy what I read when I was a kid because it was all the same thing when I was little.
Oh,
okay, so he was in my top 10. Fee, you said no. Ryan said no. So 1 out of the 4, he's top 10. But we cannot take away from the impact that he's had on the superhero, just the iconicness, right? Ryan, you cannot agree. You cannot disagree with this. What I'm about to say.
Well,
the
yes,
Flash
I can.
costume and the idea of the Flash character is one of the most iconic.
It's fresh. It's almost equivalent to Spider-Man. It's fresh.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say top 5 easily. Like Superman, Batman.
That's what I can't count for DC. DC has some of the most iconic costumes for heroes.
Yeah.
For Batman, Superman, the Flash, the Green Lantern, they're all iconic across the board. Yeah.
Agreed. So, if you come back and you're watching this, make sure you comment and let us know who your favorite Flash was. Some stories that you like of the Flash. Does he make your top 10? We just want to know that. But right now, we're going to take the last 10 minutes to talk about something very, very important. Because there's less than 2 days left.
26 hours to go.
We're almost at the 24-hour mark. Fish Lee, you have a Kickstarter going on right now, right, sir?
I do? That's by George, I do.
By George.
Green Zone issues 1 through 3 is live for the next 26 hours at fskgo.com. And you can follow along as this group of new recruits to the police force trying to earn their citizenship back in a world where it's illegal to have superpowers. They're trying to earn their way out of the ghetto, get their green cards, and see if they can survive. If they make it 5 years, they'll get their citizenship. We got giant lizards. We got porcupine women. We got all kinds of stuff going on here.
Yes. Green Zone is dope. So don't sleep on it. Speed over like the Flash and back it right now.
Yeah, if you've been waiting, this is the time to get in there. I've known a few people have been like, "Oh yeah, I got to do this, and I'm going to be on it." You got a day left, folks. You got 26 hours, so you need to be there or be square because you're going to miss out. And we are just zooming along. Every time I check it, it's a little bit higher. So thank you all so much. And get out there, man. There's so much awesome stuff. There's so much awesome swag.
Books. It's 2 and 3. 2 and 3. 2 and 3. You don't want to miss out.
That's what it's going to be going forward. So
this is going to be you. If you miss out on this Kickstarter, this is going to be you. 15 years down the road, there's this new hot trendy show coming out. Everybody's on it. Everybody's like, whoa, what the hell is this Green Zone, man? This is so dope. You're going to be that guy that's like, man, this is new. I don't know what this is. Then there's going to be some experts that are like, man, that's a comic book. That shit's been a comic book. You ain't never heard of Green Zone?
Freaking awesome. Dude, did you see what happened in issue 150? Oh, yeah. It's going to be all over.
They're going to be like, what are you talking about? You're going to be like the people who first started watching The Walking Dead and thought it was just this cool TV show that they came out with. Not knowing
God, it's so weird
that it has all these comic books that was popping beforehand. Don't be that person. Don't be that person.
Don't be that
No,
person because that was me.
get in now. Get in now. Get your copies of Green Zone because you know what happened to Green Zone or to Walking Dead. Issue ones of that book were literally sitting in the take for free bins at comic shops. First episode of that show came out, those comic books skyrocketed. Okay? Now imagine, little old you back to Kickstarter, you got the original issue 1, 2, and 3.
Probably
Bam,
signed by your Uncle Fish.
the TV show comes out. Look what you got in your hands. A gold mine. I'm just saying. So, don't
Put your
be late
kids
to the
through
party.
college.
Yeah. We're giving you the tools to be super fast and
Think
go do
about your
it.
future. Think about your kids' future. Think
Yeah.
about your retirement. Think about that mansion that you want to buy, the Maserati, the hot new wife. All
Don't
of that
be
is
lame.
possible if you go out right now and back Green Zone now before it hits crazy. Because I'm guaranteeing next year we're going to be doing a lot bigger numbers and it's going to be hard. I'm telling you, you need to get in there now.
Get
I'm
in.
telling you.
Quit playing.
Don't miss out.
Before we go, we're going to run a quick commercial because we're part of this network. And this network has multiple shows. And we want you to watch not only our show, but these other shows as well. So, we're going to give you a little
Show
preview.
started this week.
Yes. We are part of a network called the Agents of Geekdom. Why? Because we're all geeks, nerds, and we talk about geek and nerd shit. So, Uncle Fish, run that trailer real quizzity quick, sir. Meow. Simple, to the point. You've seen it right there. You want to watch that show and all the shows. We got a show going on almost every day of the week. You don't want to
There's a
miss
show
it.
tomorrow morning. Well, no, it's not tomorrow because of Christmas time. But man, I watch Foretells podcast every Saturday morning. It's good stuff, man.
And if you haven't, get on our YouTube page. You'll see Ryan's first new show was last night. Was that last night?
It was on Wednesdays. It's going to run after Wednesdays
Yeah.
after Chat and Draw.
My weeks running together.
It's the Agents of Geekdom debate forum. We
Yes.
debate
That was a good topic. I was
for
I'm sad I didn't
Yeah.
get
an
to be on
hour
it.
about something that's incredibly controversial that affects geekdom,
I hopped in
artists,
for like a
comics,
few minutes.
anything.
That was a good topic for sure.
Yep.
That was dope.
And
Well,
keep
it's only
your
once
eyes
a month,
open on
though.
the network because there's going to be
Once
lots
a
of new
month.
stuff coming next year.
Yeah, there's
And-
another show I'll be doing next year too.
There's gonna be actually some new stuff coming to 5-Star Fridays as well.
Yeah.
So be ready for that. As always, continue to be a 5-star version of yourself. Keep grinding, keep killing it, stay committed, do what you do. Don't wait to do what you want to do. Do it now.
Get on
Don't
it, son.
wait. Get on it. Quit playing. Do it. Okay. And I think that's all we got.
Do it.
We're out. We're out of here. If you like the Flash, cool. If you don't like the Flash, cool. If you're Ryan and you're hating on the Rogue Gallery, blap. Anyway,
I'm sorry, what, Tony? What was that last part?
I go run and do some errands, bud. Now you can go do that.
He's really hurt.
All right.
I need you to
Other than
I need you to
that-
go over and hug him right now. He is really hurt.
Yes, drive 2 hours here and give me a hug. I need
hug.
it. All right. That's all we got. Anybody got anything else they want to add?
Fee? Ryan? All right. I will close it out. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next week. And as always, remember, every on-screen version of The Flash was amazing and Tony's wrong.